Hey guys, happy Friday. Nicole here. I am coming to you live during my nap time hustle. But I wanted to hop on here and share with you guys a little bit about what was going on with my business about a month ago, kind of where I was and being a little bit lazy and kind of getting a little stuck, and the transitions that I've made so far that have made my business kind of explode over these last 2 weeks. So if you guys are hopping on live, say hi. Let me know that you're here. If you are catching the replay, type replay in the comments below so that way I can come back and say hi to you, answer any questions that you may have. But again, if you're on live, say hi. Let me know you're here. Hey, Maggie. I love to interact with you guys, and I like to say hi, okay? And feel free to ask questions throughout the broadcast too. So I wanted to come in here, all right, because when I started my new business venture, I was very anti cold messages, reaching out, all of those things, right? I had done 2 previous network marketing businesses, and that was kind of like the kind of premise about this is how things work. Hey, Kendall, woo, from New Zealand. Woo. I've never been there. I've always wanted to go, so that's super cool. But hey, Laura. Hey, Carrie. But anyways, when I did my last 2 network marketing companies, it was everything was kind of about, hey, Michaela. It was all about, prospecting and cold messaging and the hey girl messages and all this stuff, right? And it constantly got overwhelming, and it became one of those things where I kind of felt very salesy and icky, and I didn't want to do it. And when I joined my second network marketing company, I knew that I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. It was very, no, not doing it. And so I told myself I'm only going to do this based upon attraction marketing. So when I started that business, let me tell you guys, it boomed like crazy the first 2 or 3 months because attraction marketing was working. But after that, I started getting crickets. I started, not really talking to a whole lot of people, not having conversations, not finding leads, whether it was customers or team members or whatever. But I told myself I refuse to do this. Not doing it. And so I didn't. And so I slowly started to see my business decline. My income was going down. I'm like, okay, what the hell is happening? Hey, Julie. Because I thought that business move was going to fix my problem, right? That I had before with my previous company, because it was super oversaturated. But what you guys have to understand is that it doesn't matter where you go, what business you do, whatever it may be, attraction marketing does work to a certain degree. Okay. So when I started with my company that I'm with now, which I am so grateful and thankful for that I'm where I'm at today. But when I first started, everything was based on attraction marketing, and that was a good thing. I loved that because I knew that was something that I could stand behind. But I also knew that after a while, this is something that people don't tell you when you get started in the business, is that at some point your warm leads are going to run out. It just happens. It happens to everybody. It happens to the best of the best, the top income earners in the company. It happens. Okay. Yes, and relationships are key, Kendall. It happens. We often tend to forget those kinds of things, and we constantly just want to slap up a picture on social media and run away and hope and pray that somebody reaches out to us. But 9 times out of 10, that is not going to work. Okay. I will tell you that even people who I have attracted through attraction marketing, it's because at some point I have built a relationship with them, whether it's talking to them through Messenger, whether it's commenting on their stuff, liking their stuff, they've been following me for a long time, whatever it may be. It's not just an out of the blue, someone follows me and then the next day they reach out and they're like, hey, I want to buy this product, or hey, I want to join your team. It just doesn't work that way. And so I think for a lot of us, especially for those of us who have been in network marketing for a while, pop a 1 in the comments below if you're watching this and you are part of network marketing or online business. But when we get started in these ventures, we either don't know how to do it correctly and we start off very spammy and salesy, and then we get a bad taste in our mouth and we hate it. We hate network marketing. We quit, whatever. Or 2, we do it for a long time. People don't tell us that eventually our warm leads are going to run out. We only want to do attraction marketing and we stick to our guns with that, and we refuse to be bold and reach out to people. That was where I was about a month ago. And at the beginning of my business, when I first started with my company, I was doing, really, really well. And, I was onboarding people to my team, but it wasn't at a rate of 10 people a week or anything like that. It was 1 or 2 people a month or whatever. And I was totally okay with that because I knew that switching over to a different company, that I was going to have to start at the bottom and I was going to have to work my way back up to the top. So I was totally okay with that. But after being in it for about 3 months, I was kind of okay, I feel really stuck. I felt like I was doing a really good job with my content, but I still felt stuck in the fact that, okay, people are seeing my stuff, but they're not really reaching out to me. What is going on? I know that I'm putting out valuable content, but I'm still not getting what I want. All right. And so for me, I was still stuck in the mindset of I'm only doing attraction marketing. So I was super focused on my marketing, which a couple of tips for you guys is that when you are focused on content marketing, you want to make sure that the posts that you put on social media bring valuable information in almost every single thing that you have, okay? Because I always tell you guys that people are going to follow you because you have a pretty feed. They kind of like what they see when they first take a look, first glance, right? But they're going to continue to follow you if they like what you bring to the table. So for me, I felt like I had gotten to the point where I'm kind of starting to master the marketing content of what my social media feed was all about. And so I wasn't just putting up the sweaty selfie anymore from my old company. I was really focused on attractive pictures that were getting people at first glance, oh, I want to read her content. But then the actual content itself was something that was very valuable that people could use in their life. So for example, one post that I did that got a ton of engagement was where I talked about how self-care, that I have 5 things daily that I make non-negotiables for myself. And I got a ton of engagement on that. And nothing had to do with my business or anything like that. It was just specifically speaking to women and especially to moms about how it's so important to make sure that you kind of had some non-negotiables where you have a little bit of selfish actions during the day away from your kids and your husband to do things for yourself. And so that's the type of content that I mean when you're specifically looking at social media and what you're putting out there. You want to make sure that every single thing you put out there, that the content provides value. It's not just oh, hey, here's a picture of my kids. They're so cute today. And that's fine every now and then, okay? But that's not going to keep people wanting to follow you, because think about how many other great moms out there have cute, amazing kids. They're going to choose to follow the mom who has cute, amazing kids that posts about them, but then also gives them valuable content and information that they can take and use in their daily life. So you got to think about that when it comes to the content part of it. So for me, I felt like I had really mastered that. But then the more I thought about it, I was okay, well, maybe I haven't, because I'm doing the attraction marketing piece, but I'm not getting a ton of leads from it, okay? And so about probably 2 weeks ago, I kind of had a sit down with some of the girls on my team, and we talked about how attraction marketing is key when it comes to online business, but it is not the whole thing. And we talked about how we were very anti-prospecting, right? But we learned from someone who was a top income earner in our company. One of the girls actually asked her, So you mean to tell me that you are just putting up a post on social media and hoping and praying that your business grows and that you make a 6-figure income off of that? And we were like, well, yeah. I mean, like, that isn't that how everybody feels? Like, that's what everybody wants, right? And she was like, you're doing it all wrong. Yes, it's nice to have that attraction marketing piece to keep those followers. But if you want to grow your business and you want to be successful, you have to be bold and you have to ask people for the sale. You have to ask people to buy what you have to offer, and you have to ask people to join you in your opportunity. Because we were talking to people who are onboarding like 20 new team members a week or 20 new team members a month. And it's like, holy moly, like, how are you doing that with attraction marketing? And that's when we had to sit back and we had to really ask ourselves, okay, yes, Carrie, exactly. You really have to ask yourself, if I'm just putting up a pretty picture on social media every day and giving great content, how long is that going to take for my business to grow? Am I willing to do that for 5 years and not ask people to join me in something and just hope and pray that they do? You can't expect your business to grow and be successful in that way. So there's a big difference between classy prospecting and cold messaging. All right. And so let me break that down for you, because this is what I have switched in the last 2 weeks of my business, that I have onboarded 9 new team members in the last week and a half. And it is because I have decided to be bold and prospect people in a classy way. All right. So what that means is, obviously, you have to make sure that you're building relationships with people. You have to get to know people. It's called social media for a reason. You have to be social with people, okay? You have to build those relationships. You need to understand where this person is at in their life. Are they looking for product to help them, or are they looking for income to help them? And you kind of have to separate the two. And then once you've done that and you've spent some time building that relationship, and I don't mean, people used to ask me all the time, well, how long does that take? I don't know. It's different for everybody, and it's different for every person that you talk to. Like, there are some people that I talk to that I feel like I've known them for the last 10 years and I've only talked to them for a week. And then there's some people that I talk to randomly that after 3 months, I still don't feel comfortable asking them certain things. So I think it all depends on the relationship you have with that prospect. But what I really like to focus on, and I've done this the last 2 weeks, so I'm sharing this with you guys, is classy prospecting. And what that looks like is, for me, I like to spend about a week and a half, 2 weeks, okay? Really nurturing my relationship with people, getting to know them inside and out. What makes them tick? What are their fears in life? What are their goals and their visions in life? Whatever it is that comes through conversation. Then the next part of that is I bring up the opportunity, whether it's trying the products or the business opportunity. I have learned that you have to be bold with people. You have to ask people. Like, if Susie is having a hard time and she just got laid off from her job, she's got 3 kids, they cannot live on one income. She doesn't know what she's going to do. Like, she's frantic at this point. That's whenever, I would reach out and be like, girl, look, like, I've been there. I understand when you have financial struggles. I've never really had an opportunity to tell you why I decided to partner with my company, why it's been life-changing for me, and the experience that I've had. Would you be open to talking about it? And 9 times out of 10, they're going to say yes. Because you're their friend. They like you and they know you and they trust you. That's how it works. But I could have easily sat back and just been like, no, I'm not going to ask her because, I feel like, put a 2 in the comments if you're watching this and, you feel that way all the time. You're like, oh, she would be awesome. She'd be so successful at this. I could see this changing her life, but I'm too scared to say anything. for me, I had to get over that fear and just know that I needed to be really bold and tell myself that I would rather her tell me no, and I can sit back and say, oh, well, at least I offered the opportunity to her. She wasn't open to it. It's okay. Maybe it's just no right now. Maybe 2 or 3 months down the road, this is going to fit into her life perfectly. Rather than sit back and say, what if? Or the worst part that I've ever experienced in network marketing in the last 5 years, you guys, is seeing someone that I knew that this opportunity could really be life-changing for, but be too scared to say something. And then like a month later, I see that she's joined the opportunity with somebody else. And that's because that person was bold enough to tell her about it. So like I said, there's ways to get out of cold messaging. Cold messaging means like you literally found someone on social media, you followed them, and like a day later, they have no idea who you are. You send them a, hey girl, like I'm looking to add people to my team. Like you would be awesome. You want to join me? No, that is icky. That is salesy. That is going to get you this, like an unfriend from me, especially. Don't do it that way. But classy prospecting is something that you have to be willing to do and get out of your comfort zone if you want your business to grow. Because I think it's so important to understand that you can't grow with the team that you have right now. You constantly have to be growing your team, because you also have to remember that only half of your front line is actually going to end up working this business. So if you've got 4 people on your team, only 2 people are really going to be working. If you've got 100 people, 50 people are going to be working. So you constantly have to be in the mindset that in order to grow, I got to continuously grow this thing. And I think it's going to be extremely hard to do that if you're just focused on attraction marketing. All right. I know, like, I get it. It's been for so many years, we've seen the yucky, salesy, icky sales tactics, and we don't want to go near that. So we have said, no, it's only attraction marketing. And that's fine if you want to do that. But if you're someone who wants to see this thing grow and grow rapidly, you can't sit back and hope that attraction marketing is going to work. It's going to kill your business. Because there are so many other people out there that I'm telling you right now that are doing the exact same thing you are. And the difference of success for them and success for you is that you're sitting back and you are waiting for someone to take notice while they are being bold and they are going out and saying, I am going to change your life and this is how I can help you do it. Or these products are going to be amazing for you. Let me show you why. And I say that, I know some of you are still afraid. Okay, put a 3 in the comments if you're still afraid to do that because you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna like run people away. Totally get it. I was like that too. But at the end of the day, if you have a relationship with somebody and they see you as a friend, whether it's in real life or on social media, okay? Even if you are bold and you offer up your products or your opportunity to them and they say no and it's not for them, they're not going to unfriend you and turn you away because they know that you legitimately are their friend and that you care about them. And this is just something that you thought would be good for them. Maybe they told you no, that's okay. Still keep that friendship up, okay? So the best way to do this is through stories. If you guys are not using Instagram stories or Facebook stories, like you need to start like yesterday. Drop a 4 in the comments hey Jessica, drop a 4 in the comments below if you are using stories, okay? Because I'm going to give you like a high 5 whenever I get off of this and I can comment. But this is where things have exploded for my business is I am doing attraction marketing with my social media feed, okay? I am doing classy prospecting with my Instagram stories or my Facebook stories. I'm more so on Instagram stories. I'm not so great at my Facebook stories. I probably need to up that a little bit. But I like to focus on Instagram. Like Instagram is just my jam right now. But that is where the classy prospecting for me has happened. So what I like to do, people ask me, I've gotten a lot of questions lately about like, girl, what are you doing with your stories? Like they rock. All right, so let me give you my formula. It's in 3 parts, okay? The first part is I like to focus a third of my story that day on I like to share who I am, whatever, all of that stuff. The second part is the actual piece of my business. This is where I'm bold and I go back and forth every other day. One day I talk about the products, the other day I talk about the business opportunity. So I go back and forth, products, biz, product, biz. There is not a single day that goes by that I do not share the product and the business opportunity. And for some of us, it may sound super redundant that we're constantly on a daily basis sharing that because we see it and hear it all the time. But you have to remember that you have new followers all the time, and that even your old followers, sometimes their lives are busy and they could be following you for 6 months and still have no idea what the hell you're doing. And then there's that one day that they kind of pay attention and they're like, oh, what is this? What is she talking about? Okay, so even if stuff sounds redundant to you, you still need to put it out there because it doesn't sound redundant to your audience, all right? And if it starts to get redundant and they don't want to see it, they're going to unfriend you like, oh, well. Like you got to let that roll off your back, and it's not a big deal if you lose followers because those people aren't your people, and you only want to be engaged with your people, okay? So I've got the 3 things again is personal, all right? And then I've got business. And then the third part of that, sorry, I had a notification. Hey, Tara, I love you. The third part of that is engagement. So I'm constantly asking questions, whether it's a poll or it's an actual question, all right? Be super bold with your polls on Instagram, okay? Ask people. I will tell you right now that the other day, I did Instagram stories that were mainly focused on my products, and I asked people, why haven't you tried these products yet? And I gave them 6 options. I had a ton of people that answered them, and now guess what? Now I have leads to talk to. I talked to every single one of those people personally, and I said, look, I understand your objection, but I would love to talk to you about why. I got 2 people that became new customers, and then I've gotten some people who have decided to talk to me about the business opportunity. So you have to be super bold in your engagement as well. It's not just it's fun to do the, oh, do you watch The Bachelorette? Yes or no? Cool. Yeah. You can get to know the people that like the same things as you and start to engage with those people. Okay, sorry. I had low internet connection for some reason, so I turned my Wi-Fi off. Hopefully you guys can see me again. But I was saying, be bold with your stories in your engagements, because asking questions of getting to know people, that's fun. But then also be bold as, why haven't you tried my products? Is it because of the cost? Is it because people told you not to? Why haven't you decided to join my business opportunity? Is it because you're scared? You have a fear of failure? Is it because you've tried network marketing before and you failed? Get to know the people that are interested and curious, but at the same time, you need to understand why they have shied away from trying it, because that creates conversation, right? So with that, I have been super bold with that the last 2 weeks, and I've onboarded 9 people to my team. And I've gotten 3 new customers in the last 2 days. So again, you have to have classy prospecting with attraction marketing. There are ways to do both, but if you're just going to focus on attraction marketing, your business isn't going to grow. And I'm here to tell you that. It's going to kill your business because you're just going to be sitting back and waiting for people to come to you. And 9 out of 10 people are waiting for you to come to them. That's just how we work as a human being. So make sure that you're doing the attraction marketing piece with your social media feed, but that you're doing the classy prospecting piece with your behind the scenes of your stories, getting to know your people. Another big thing is when your leads are leads, You can't just leave them that way. You can't just have people who said they've been interested in the past, and the only other time you connect with them is when you have a sale going on. All right, I made that mistake in the past. Like, I have people who said they were interested in a product but didn't end up buying, but the only time I talk to them is whenever there's a new sale. All right, you're never going to build a relationship with that way. So the people, like on my Instagram stories, I had like 20 something people who became new leads for me. Okay, I've got like 2 that bought already. Now what I'm going to do is, instead of just holding on to their names and only messaging them the next time there's a sale, no, it's now these are my people that I'm going to start connecting with. So when they put up a new post on social media, I'm going to comment and I'm going to like, and I'm going to start being a part of their life. If they post something on Instagram stories that I think is really cool, like, I'm going to message them directly from their story. Like, I'm creating this relationship. You have to understand that sales come from relationships at the end of the day, and you can't just show up in people's inboxes when you have a sale or when you have an opportunity for them. You have to constantly show up in their life and care about them, provide value to them, all right? And when you do that, I promise you, when they're ready, you're the person that they're going to come to. So I hope that helps. Drop some hearts in the comments below if you found this valuable. If you did find it valuable, share it out. Feel free to share it. It is public, okay? Or you can even tag people below that need to hear this, that are in your company or business or whatever it is. Rachel, Bradley, Sissy's sleeping. Let me see. Rachel asked, how often would you recommend asking those questions? Do you mean on the polls, Rachel? Like engagement type questions on the polls? That's what I'm trying to figure out. If it is, ask it every single day. It doesn't have to be like I said, one day I was super bold and just said, why haven't you tried these products? And I gave them like 6 different options, okay? But other days, it can be as simple as, if you're using whatever product it is, you could like put down below like, how many of you use this product already? Or like, who uses this product already? Me? Or I wish I did, kind of thing. There's like indirect type questioning, and then there's very bold direct questioning. I would say very bold direct questioning, maybe like 2 or 3 times a week. Because again, you have to remember, like, the people that are watching your stories, maybe they don't watch it every single day, or they're only there for 24 hours, so maybe they only caught half of it. And like I said, the people that follow you and see every single story all the time, like, if they love you, they're going to stay around regardless of if you do that. If they don't love you, then they're going to be gone, and oh well, like bye, because they're not your people. It took a long time for me to understand that, but they're not your people, and it's okay, because there's more people out there that you can connect with. But again, like I said, the 3-step formula that I like to use for my stories on being bold is just, number 1, share 1/3 of it is personal life. The second part is the business, whether it's the business opportunity or the products that you offer. And then the third is engagement, whether it's polls or questioning. But I do that every single day, and that's my way of being bold. And I don't have to do those attraction marketing posts anymore on my feed of like, hey, join my team, or do you want to apply? Like, I don't do that anymore. And I think the last time I did that was probably about a month or so ago, and I didn't really get anything from it. But just by classy prospecting and talking to people and being bold and using my stories, really, like I said, in the last 2 weeks, I've gotten like 3 new customers, and there's some more people that I'm going to be adding on probably the rest of this month that are interested. And then I've onboarded like 8 or 9 people. I can't remember the exact number. And then I still have people that I'm talking to daily who are ready to give this a shot. So when I was doing just attraction marketing, it was like 1 or 2 people a month. And now that I'm doing classy prospecting, I've bumped that up to, like at least like 5 people a week. So I hope that helps. Again, feel free to share this. If you share it, type share in the comments and I'll come back and give you a shout out. But I hope that this helps you. I hope it was super valuable information, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday, and I will talk to you later. Bye.